That's the marionette voice. Is he fantasizing about Scott? He's losing his mind. Generic control into that goes me. Here back with some more game theory FNAF videos. Today we were right all along. FNAF Ultimate Custom. I'm not sure what that's gonna do, but it says he must burn, which I'm completely okay with that as long as the puppet is involved. You can check my reaction to the last video, which was this changes everything. I believe it was the theory about Michael being the bite victim and all that fun stuff. I'll leave that video right up there. Also gonna link down below in the description. Also gonna be a playlist on my channel with all them other game theory FNAF videos going in chronological order. Apparently Michael is not actually the bite victim, or he still might. Somebody said it's confirmed that he's not, but then other people said that some people still think that he is. People are just confused about who got bit where and who was the first kid and all that fun stuff. So I'm not really sure. There's still a lot of stuff that we don't know about the lore of Five Nights at Freddy, which is super interesting to me. I've only ever played the very first game, and you all have been super helpful in the comment section. These videos have been really enjoyable. We've made like over 20 of them at this point, so I hope everyone want to play. I hope you're subscribed. I hope you had a great November. This should be going up on November 30th, and then tomorrow is going to start 100 videos in December is what I'm going to try to do. I read every single one of your comments, leave them down below. Shout out to the patrons. They get the videos there early. I'm ton of a paywall channel. At 5 p.m. I'll be starting, or no, not starting, but I'll be live streaming my Pokemon White Nuzlocke. So I've never played Gen 5, and I usually Twitch chat gives me names for my Pokemon. So definitely stop by. It's always a great time, always tons of laughs, great experience. But let's go ahead and jump into this new theory. All right. Toy MatPat, the high school years. Go high school.
Dear diary, yesterday was so amazing. I met such a wonderful guy.
Is this a reference to something?
I know just how to
also
get
pink
him.
and
He'll
yellow
be
and
mine by the end of the day. I just know it.
Also,
I'll tell him
that
that I've
eyeshadow.
solved the lore of his games and
Why is there a
constructed
hook in the
timeline.
backpack?
And once he's there, I'll have him.
Scott.
And once I
Oh.
have him,
Oh,
he'll
God.
be mine forever. There's only one thing.
Is he
that
fantasizing about Scott?
Go wrong.
He's losing his mind. He's losing his mind. Why? What was the point of that intro? Water? Really? Gonna waterboard him?
How can Mangle be walking around in FNAF 2 before all the animatronics are possessed? How can Springtrap be experimenting with the
Theory's
Remnant
wrong.
when he's sealed in a wall? Answer me!
No.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Exactly what I worried might go wrong.
That doesn't make sense. There's the fan. I mean, I do hate moving air. It's
Hello,
number
Internet. Welcome
2 on the
to
list?
Game Theory, getting
Yeah, it's number
burned
2 on
by
the list.
hippos since 2018.
Not every story has to have significance, you know?
You gonna burst in
Sometimes, sometimes a story is just a story. You try to read into every little thing and find meaning in everything.
Which is why I
anyone
personally
says.
don't
You'll
do theory
just
videos.
Drive yourself crazy.
Kinda harsh there, Scott. Speaking of stories, last FNAF theory, I was at the lowest of lows. The survival logbook
FNAF can't
threw
be
a lot
that
of
wasn't
weird
the last
curveballs
video,
into the
though.
lore that
That was
I
2
don't think
videos ago.
anyone was really expecting. Reveals like Michael Afton being the bite victim were interesting, but also really difficult to explain away.
But
And that's where things
apparently
sat
it was
until
untrue?
now. With both the release of the final FNAF book, the fourth closet,
fi-
and what
really?
seems
The
to be
final?
the final FNAF game, Super FNAF Brothers Ultimate. There.
Oh, we ever
all
played
here.
Melee?
And
Oh,
now with
great.
both these
Marionette
releases, we're
puppet.
finally in a
Great.
position to see all the puzzle pieces we're working with, which means one last examination of the franchise from top to bottom, starting with Custom Night this week, and then next
Okay.
week stepping back and looking across the entire timeline to see if we can
I
wrap
think
things
people
up in
were
a
pretty
neat
excited for this
blood-soaked bow
episode.
now that we can see all the events and key players. So step
So,
through
Ultimate-
the curtain,
oh,
Funtime
bitch.
Foxy, because the show's about to
Okay.
start. It's time for me to pull a Candy Cadet and tell you a story. A story
please
of
do.
anger that never dies.
That
a
doesn't
story
involve the
of
puppet.
never-ending suffering. And I'm not just talking about me trying to write these theories. Today, I
Yeah,
tell you the
Dylan
story
needs
of
to
how
capture system
Ultimate
as well.
Custom Night
That's another
ends
thing
the
to throw in
FNAF
there.
franchise in the same place where it
Or
all
watch my
began.
videos when I don't
As
get
soon as you start
references to
playing
things.
Custom Night, you can tell that Scott's up to his usual tricks.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
that. But beyond
Is that
being
supposed to be a
Galen's
jump
biggest
scare?
troll, I mean, Scott has clearly taken a game that most of us assumed was
Custom
just a fun
Night.
little add-on to capstone the series and has used it to deliver a full-on 100% canon addition to the franchise.
Why is there a
complete
giant
with
fan?
huge lore reveals.
What is on
mostly
the other
hidden in
screen?
character dialogue once you die, which is pretty nice considering you die a lot in this game.
Do you?
A lot.
I mean, with the good. I also don't like Balloon Boy.
Oh,
Can you
yeah,
stop?
I totally let Night Marion kill me at 3 a.m. on purpose. I just really wanted to see what she would say in this case. What, you guys don't believe me? Seriously, I'm good at this game. I did it for the lore. I did it for the lore.
Did
Through
you?
these
Did you?
lines, we can immediately start piecing
How many times has
together
he actually
what
played the
exactly is
games?
going on here. The first set of lines reveals that we're powerless to escape.
You and I will be making music together for a long, long time.
You want to make that? That's the marionette voice.
Powerless is like music to me.
More
I don't
voice
like
lines
either
indicate
form.
that not only are we
Don't like
trapped here
either
for all
form.
eternity,
The-
we also can't
the
die.
Charlotte's
Or maybe
voice is a
more
lot better,
accurately,
though.
we can die just over and over and over again.
What
At 1 a.m.
to relish, a victim that can't perish.
A victim. Again. Was it like some kind of Groundhog's Day kind of thing? I've never actually seen that movie. I just know the term.
Tired of dying, will you?
By the way, for those of you who don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of every element of this franchise, that Toy Chica line is actually a fun little callback to one of my favorite
What?
moments in the franchise. Foxy Fighters, update 1.2 for FNAF World.
What?
Get tired of my voice, will you?
So anyway, our
What?
character here is
I don't
kind of
have a problem with her
trapped
voice.
for eternity
I mean,
in a
that
never-ending
voice is
cycle
pretty
of
brutal.
torment and death. It should be pretty obvious what's going on here, but I think Jacko Chica really sums up the situation best.
That's cool. Why would you need birds eternal night?
That's right. We're trapped in heck. H-E double hockey sticks. Or toothpicks, like my family always said, since
No.
we valued proper capitalization. And from there, it's just a hop, skip, and
What?
karmic jump
Like,
away
hockey
from
sticks
who
are
we're playing
expensive.
as. None other
Let's go
than
Penguins.
Springtrap himself,
Uh,
William Afton. Not only does a one-way ticket to hell follow up on the advice Henry gave
I
us
want to get a
from
999
FNAF 6,
tattoo,
Although for one of you,
but I don't
the
know.
darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, old friend.
But more voice lines in
Keep the
Custom Night
devil
confirm our
waiting.
relationship to each of these characters.
We know who our friends are, and you are not one of them.
This is a callback to FNAF 4's We're Still Your Friends, Do You Still Believe That? But twisted on its head. If
See, I
our
was trying to think of a
character were someone
joke to make an
say,
ex-girlfriend
Michael Afton,
reference about being the
aka
devil,
crime
but-
child, aka another character who can't die, well then Fredbear wouldn't
Just no
single
reason
us
not to
out
play.
as not his friend. He's not an enemy to Michael because Michael never did anything to hurt him.
What, you have creative,
William
so
Afton
who you...
killed Henry's daughter.
Yeah,
Goes
you're
on to
playing-
become the puppet. Nightmare on here is the dark reflection of the puppet, thereby confirming that we're playing as
That's even
William
worse.
Afton. Even Ballora
Okay.
offers some clues that we're playing as William.
Admit it. You wanted to let me in.
What do you
Ballora's
mean-
song
what do
and
you-
sister location was
Yeah,
all about
that's the
William
mom.
hiding behind walls in the aftermath of his child's death, which left an empty room and an empty tomb in his life.
The song.
Is an empty room, no more joy, an empty tomb.
He shut everyone else out, but
Uh,
now that we're in
understandable.
William's
Everybody
personal
handles
hell,
grief
she's
their own
able
way.
to call him out for all his hidden feelings. William wanted to let the woman that Ballora represents in, but he just
the
couldn't
wife
do it
or
thanks
the
to his
mom?
grief. Hence her calling him out for his real desires. You wanted to let me in. So we're a murderer
But he
trapped
did
in a
it.
personal hell of our own creation, forced to deal with the sins of our past for all eternity. Sound familiar?
Nice.
It should. It was my first ever FNAF theory. No
What?
joke. Way back in episode 1 of the FNAF series, I predicted it was a game about someone trapped in purgatory, tormented by their crimes for
wha-
all eternity.
Was that a
Granted, the
joke?
series had
Oh,
only just
actually, no,
begun,
that
and the
wasn't.
theory
I
tied
remember
everything
that.
back to a real-life string of murders, but it's
Yeah.
actually really awesome.
Which
to
apparently
think
are
we've
completely
come full
just,
circle. That from
like,
a theory
not even about
standpoint,
that at
least,
all.
These videos have circled back around to where it all began. It's poetic. A beautiful, horrific,
I mean, I really do like the
child-murdery
symbolism.
bookend of a story. So thanks, Scott. I have no doubt that you structured your franchise's final send-off
Of
that
the
way just so I
ultra-wide
could
monitor.
have an I told you so moment at the very end after years of getting
What's in the
thwarted by
box?
your twisting story. It's very nice of you to throw me a bone. Might as well call me Mangle. More on that next
Oh.
week. But of
Oh,
courth, it
God.
wouldn't be FNAF if things
The
were
gender of
just that
Bangle
simple.
is
No,
yes,
it's not good
apparently.
enough for William to be held in a
Read that in
perpetual state of
comments last
agony.
week.
There's something keeping us here. Looking through all the
What?
voice lines, there's one other entity that's mentioned over and over
Ooh.
again. The one you should not have killed.
I am remade, but not by you, by the one you should not have killed.
Was it the kid outside the restaurant? Okay, the fact that they repeat it.
Excuse me, what? The one I shouldn't have killed? You mean Voldemort? Oh, sorry, got him confused with
He
He
who
Must
shall
Not
not-
Be Named.
yeah.
But seriously, the one I shouldn't have killed in a
The one,
franchise
just one
piled
kid?
high with underage bodies. Okay, yeah, sure. All those other kids, nah, they deserved it. But that one
right there, you
yep,
shouldn't have done it.
Touched him.
Nope,
Now you're damned
that
for
was-
all eternity.
that was the red
Sucks to
flag.
be you. Anyway, this is the big mystery of the game.
Who is the
are
one?
they talking about?
Is it Charlotte?
Well, by picking apart clues from all sorts of different locations, we
Clue.
can start
I
piecing
played that
together
board
who
game.
this one who must stay vague for lore purposes actually is.
I mean, sometimes it's better
from
if
the
you
rest
don't
of the
know.
voice lines, we can identify that this character is a male.
Oh, so it is a him. So it's not Charlotte. Always watching.
Notice how both of them use the pronouns he and him.
Well,
we
obviously,
also know
yeah.
that this guy specifically has a vendetta against us. To understand that, we have to turn our attention to
not
the
a-
true stars of Ultimate Custom Night, the Mediocre Melodies. Without
The-
question, this crew of duct-crawling
breakdown.
rejects steal the spotlight.
Oh, those
for
actual
Ultimate
name?
Custom
I thought it was
Night.
just
Going from
songs.
WTF are these guys doing here in FNAF 6 to break
can
out
buy
meme
them.
stars in Custom Night, Orville Elephant and the gang not only provide important
Orville
life
the
lessons,
Elephant.
He proceeded to pour me a glass of just ice-cold lemonade. Ooh, you ever mix it with iced tea?
Arnold
Do
Palmer?
like a little half lemonade, half... Ooh,
It's called Arnold
so you
Palmer. I've
should
had
try
it
some.
before.
Well, you
It's
can't,
pretty good.
you're dead.
they also
Can't because you're
deliver
dead.
on huge lore reveals. For the most part, their lines are pretty disposable,
my
but
act?
very rarely you'll get a line from them that feels just a bit out of character.
Welcome
We've
to the rest of
only
your
just
chest.
begun. I will never let you leave. I will never let you rest.
Oh. This is...
Ninja skill.
And if you listen closely, you'll hear a female voice echoing back what they're saying,
Echo.
almost as if they're puppets under someone else's control.
This is
Under
how
the
it
puppet, baby?
feels, and you get to experience it over and over.
Oh, that's
and
so
over again,
eerie.
forever. I will never let you leave.
Who's the voice actor for that?
Now, this voice
I don't-
could
it
be
sounds
Baby.
kinda
Not only does she
familiar.
sound similar,
I guess you forgot about me.
but a clue may also
kind of.
come from the merch. The Funko
The
action
merch.
figurines
We're
of
looking at
characters from
merch
FNAF 6
now?
all contain one piece of scrap, baby. Collect all the figurines,
You
collect
make
all the
baby.
pieces to
Okay.
form the character.
Okay.
Which might seem like just a
Okay.
random detail until you consider that they did the same thing with every character and sister location, who would then go on to form Ennard. Each one
Oh.
contained a piece that helped to create what would eventually form the larger whole. Just like Ennard himself, a bunch of the other animatronics all
I
rolled
really
into
hope they don't
one
make Funko
entity.
Pops
This
for
is
the-
especially
the
important when you
puppet,
consider
because
that a key
people would send it
reveal
to
from
me.
the final FNAF novel,
Someone sent me
Before the Closet,
18
is that William
Blu-rays,
Afton
or no,
created the living
Sumi did.
sister location
18
Funtime
Blu-rays from Studio
animatronics
Ghibli.
by extracting
Ghibli, not
remnant
Ghibli.
from the melted conglomeration of all the OG animatronics and injecting the new robots with it. Thus, all the new robots were alive and sharing a piece of the same set of souls, just like if the pieces of Baby/Ennard had been repurposed to form Happy Frog and her friends. That's why Baby's voice would be heard across all of them. Does that make sense? Good. Now throw it away because there's another explanation.
Oh, okay,
here,
we're
that
just-
this
we're just
is
moving
the
past that.
voice
We're moving
of the
past.
one you should not have killed.
Who is
As
the
you can
one?
tell at this point, Ultimate Custom Night had a huge amount of voice acting. And the nice thing
Yeah.
about voice acting is that you need to hire, you know,
A ton of people.
actors, which means job postings. So of course, for this game, Scott needed to make a ton of casting calls on the site voices.com. All
Oh, that's what
identifying
that
the
is?
roles
Okay,
that
I
the
didn't
actors
actually know
would
that
be
was a
playing.
thing.
Some of the roles were obvious. Nightmare Balloon Boy, Pig Patch, Withered Chica, etc., etc. All characters that we're familiar with. Other
Yeah.
casting calls, though, were a bit more vague. Monster, character in Whisper, Little Girl,
Little
Annoying
Girl,
Vengeful
Annoying Girl.
Spirit. Now, if you track all of the job postings, you can actually identify every single role by who plays them. Monster is Jacko Chica. Character
Okay.
in Whisper is Trash in the Gang. Little Girl
Trash in the
is
Gang.
the puppet. Annoying Girl is Dee Dee. Scott kept them vague so as
Dee Dee.
not to ruin any surprises. You
Oh,
can actually
yeah.
identify
Which is smart.
each and every role, except for one.
What?
Vengeful Spirit, played by Tabitha Scaines. It's the only
He-
one
does
that
he
doesn't
li-
match up to any
Well, probably
explicit
has an
character
NDA.
in the game.
Probably
but we
can't
know
dis-
for a fact
can't-
it
probably
exists
can't.
since Scott himself left Tabitha an excellent review. 5 stars. Well done, Tabitha.
So, wait, you could
what
just-
is the Vengeful
I need to tell
Spirit?
Kirby about this. My
Well,
best friend
according to the
Kirby,
casting
I bring her
call,
for videos.
this
Everybody
is for
loves
the
her.
voice of a young
She
child
could do
who
voice
speaks in a
acting.
whisper from the shadows. That sounds a lot like the voice that's whispering in the background of our merry band of rejects. This child is in control.
In control.
Is toying with the player who's helpless to change their situation or prevent their inevitable end.
Word
Yeah,
count
well, being
300.
trapped in HE double hockey sticks will do that to ya. The gender should not be immediately clear. It should work as either a young boy or a young girl.
Huh?
And you're welcome to do readings leaning
Well,
one
I mean,
way or
actually-
another. Ding, 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 ladies and gentlemen, we have our winner. A puppeteer
why'd he
that's
do young boy or
manipulating
young
things
girl?
from the shadows. A spirit who's
that-
out
I
for
feel like that's
revenge.
kind of
a
a
spirit
thing.
who just so happens to occasionally show its face during game over screens. Yes, that creepy
That's
image
it?
of a face that's been haunting thumbnails of Ultimate Custom Night.
Oh my
That
God.
is the face of our
YouTube thumbnail's
vengeful
gonna thumbnail, I
spirit.
guess.
A spirit who, based on its last line, has an axe to grind and intends to enact revenge by keeping us tormented for all
axe?
eternity.
He tried to release you. He tried to release us. But I'm not gonna let that happen. I will hold you here.
Oh,
I
thanks.
will keep you here.
Thanks.
No matter how many times they burn us.
He tried to
Oh, the
release you,
whisper in
but
the
I'm not gonna
background.
let that happen. I will hold you here? Yikes! Somebody's
That's-
gotta get themselves a new hobby. But this is an important line, since by now many of you have probably seen the
Is
Old
this-
Man Consequences
this is
Easter
an
egg.
actual
If you set the
place, I'm
character Old
guessing.
Man Consequences to level 1 difficulty
It's not a
and then
physical
complete his
location.
minigame,
It's
you
like
get
Purgatory
taken
kinda
through
deal,
a glitch to
maybe.
Old Man Consequences Pond, a character from FNAF World who encourages the spirit to, quote, leave the demon to his demons. Rest your
Leave-
own soul. There's
That's good
nothing
advice.
else. He's encouraging
I mean-
the angry spirit to finally rest, to give it up, to move on, instead of just chasing down the demon William Afton and spending eternity enacting revenge. But
Yeah,
that all
I
leads to the
mean,
question, who
revenge is
is this
sweet,
vengeful
but,
spirit?
ugh.
The one William should not have killed? Well, it's Golden Freddy. For proof, look no
Okay,
further
Golden
than
Freddy.
the final
What
cutscene
is-
of the game.
what is
if
this?
you manage to get the
Is that
nearly
the-
impossible
is there a
score
FNAF
of
dating sim?
9,800, 49 animatronics at full difficulty, you see Golden Freddy in his FNAF 1 form twitching.
Why? Is that the letting go?
He's twitching just like Springtrap did in the trailers to FNAF 3. Someone
is
else
that when
who
the
refused
dude
to give
died?
up, to pass on. Someone who always comes back. And just to dispel any confusion here, Golden Freddy isn't the crying child. This confirms
No.
it. Golden Freddy is actually a victim that we've never actually seen outside
God,
of the
another
FNAF 3
victim.
minigames, nor
Another
will
unnamed
ever
victim.
see outside of that face in the vent. But more on that next
Face in the
video.
vent.
That
Excuse
final
me?
timeline episode I got cooking up. If you want to make sure that you see it, hit subscribe now. That way you don't miss it. Because seriously,
Is, like,
that
we
is the
look
one
the
that
next
wraps
video?
everything up. If there was
It'll
ever
be
a
out
time
next
to
week.
subscribe, now is that time. But
Same
anyway,
for my
Golden
channel.
Freddy is the
I'm about to
soul
start
that's
100
still
videos in
trapped, one
December.
that
It's gonna
refuses
be
to let go
crazy.
of his hate,
I've never
his
done anything like
rage.
this.
We
It's-
even hear it in his line. He tried to release us, but I'm not gonna let that
That
happen.
happened.
No matter how many times they burn us. In FNAF 3,
Who-
the puppet
is the
tried to release
he
everyone through the
the
Happiest
son?
Day
'Cause he
minigame.
tried to burn the place
Fazbear
down?
Fright was burned down in an attempt to cleanse Freddy's. Pizzeria Simulator was burned to the ground. None of it has worked. The spirit of revenge is and always
So I'll
will
just
be
try to
there
burn it.
until he chooses to let go. That's why he's still twitching as he fades
Vengeful
into the
spirits,
darkness. That's
okay.
why his eyes are still white as he disappears. He is choosing to remain here, to continue tormenting William, to ignore
That's
Old Man
some stubborn-
Consequences, encouraging him to move on to the next life. You know,
But
this
who's-
might
who's
be
giving
what
that
Scott
advice?
truly
Who's
meant
the old
when he
man?
said that 50-20 mode in this game was impossible. Not just that it would be unbelievably difficult to overcome, which,
What?
let's face it, it is, but that there's no victory here. That no matter how good of a player you are, there
can't
is no
win.
winning this game because
You
there is
literally
no
can't
escape.
win
That even if you
50-20
play it
mode?
perfectly, William
Okay.
is trapped, and there is no happy ending for Golden Freddy. In fact, you playing the game is continuing Golden Freddy's cycle of revenge. Old Man Consequence's message might be for Golden Freddy.
What is going on with that
Absolutely.
straw?
Rest your soul. There is nothing else, but it's also probably directed at us. I mean, we play and play and play this game for hours upon hours
Oh,
upon
hi.
hours, achieving
That's
higher
game
and higher and higher
3,
stats
right?
in a game that's
No.
incredibly
What?
difficult. And what do we get from
Yes.
it? A cutscene that's kind of underwhelming. Actually, perhaps Old Man Consequence's message was for Golden Freddy, sure, but also for us. Rest
stop
your
playing the
own
game.
Soul. There
Stop playing the
is
game.
Nothing else.
The game's
There is
over.
no
There's no more
deeper
story.
ending here. There is no satisfaction. This is it. And by choosing to play,
But
we
what's
keep
in the box?
William's cycle of torment alive. We
Tell me
are
what's in the box.
literally Golden Freddy forcing William through this over and over and over again, refusing to move on, refusing to accept that there is nothing else. It's perhaps the most satisfying, unsatisfying conclusion
Yeah.
in all of gaming.
Sometimes
As
it's
far
better
as
if you
your
don't
gameplay
know,
affecting
honestly.
character decisions, well, it doesn't get any more seamless
Like,
than that.
certain moves would be better if there was,
In
like,
the end,
you never
the
saw the
truth is
enemy.
as
Like, Bird
plain
Box,
as
you never saw
day.
the enemy.
You
If the
are
Mist,
Golden Freddy.
that move would be better if you never met the
Next
things
week,
in the mist.
the grand conclusion as I break down literally everything else in this game and all the other
It'll
games
be out next
and
week
the
for
books
me.
as we try to piece
That's a
together
lot.
one
That's a
mega
lot.
final timeline. I told Stephanie the other day that I was reworking the FNAF timeline. She's like, what is this, like the 80th time? And I'm like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
So place
yeah.
your bets
Losing
now
his
as to
mind.
where you think the events are going to fall. Make sure you subscribe so you're notified of the new video.
Couldn't tell you.
And
No
most
idea where this is gonna go.
importantly of all,
Never played the game.
remember, that's just a theory.
Wow.
A game
Waluigi, put him in Smash.
theory.
Or not,
Thanks
actually.
for proving me right for a change, Scott.
What's gonna be here? Is it gonna be like the subscribe button popping up? Let's see. Let's see. Anything? Don't be the puppet. Be anything but the puppet. Anything but the puppet. The puppet in any form, personally. What is it? What is it? Oh, it's just that face, I guess. Or is that the fan? I think it was a oversaturated version of the fan. Okay, that was interesting. So this video was actually kind of nuts. I didn't actually know about the Ultimate Custom Game deal. I think that's where you can like have like 50 of them. People were telling me about that. I didn't realize it was that lore heavy, and they made that many characters, and that was very interesting. Like, all of this is just super, super interesting. I look forward to getting to the next video. It's a 25-minute long video, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna have to start uploading so many videos. There's gonna be 3 videos to go live on Wednesday. There's gonna be 3 videos to go live on Thursday. Some Fridays are gonna have 4 videos that go live. Saturday's gonna have 3 videos. Sunday's gonna have 3 videos. Mondays are gonna have 3 videos. Tuesdays, I'm not changing. It's gonna have 4 videos. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Only the first 3 Fridays should have 4 videos, and then the rest should all have 3 videos and 4 videos and whatnot. So it's gonna be insane. We were right all along. I'm not sure what we were right all along about, but that's very interesting. The whole being trapped in purgatory, like being locked with your sins and being tormented by the souls of the victims and whatever. I love the symbolism behind that, because Golden Rule, treat people how you want to be treated. He did not do that, so now they're treating him how he treated, or they're treating him like he treated them for the most part, and it's, I guess, satisfying. Even though the eventual spirit should probably move on, I'm not going to tell it how to live its life, or else it's going to send the puppet after me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you in the next one, but until then, take care and keep the music.